In the last episode of the Lion Guard, we see how Kion became Queen Rani's king at the Tree of Life. Everyone was happy, and even some members of Kion's guard had found their animal too. But we never see what happens at the Tree of Life after that. Will new predators come? Will everyone stay happy? Will members of the Lion Guard miss the Pride Lands? Disney hasn't given us much clues on what will happen next, so today I'm here to tell you what I think has happened at the Tree of Life after Kion became king. And trust me, it might not be like you expected. But first, let's get back to the ending of the Lion Guard, so that you're going to understand the story better. After many attacks of Makucha and his friends, Kion was finally done. He had now completely mastered the roar, so it was easy for him to send Makucha and his friends away. But when Bunga asked them where he sent them, the only answer we got was far, far away. But what if they met someone else at this place far, far away? Someone that would make their team stronger than ever, and who had more hate against the roar than anyone could imagine. Any idea who this could be? Well, I'm talking about the strange lion that had set Scar up into getting his Scar. This lion and his snake had been blown away by Scar's roar just when he thought he was so close to taking over the Pride Lands. He always wanted power, and the roar had taken that chance from him. So when he saw all those animals coming from a weird wind, he immediately knew it was from the roar. "You lost to the roar," the strange lion said. "That's because you are weak, but I can help you destroy it for good." Makucha was surprised and narrowed his eyes. "And why would you help us?" "Because the roar doesn't belong to Kion, and I will make sure he never uses it again," the strange lion said. He had a plan, a real plan. Instead of attacking like wild geese like Makucha and his friends had been doing, they would trap Kion, take him far away, make him weak, and before finishing him off, they would force him to give up every secret of the Tree of Life and the Pride Lands. That way, they could finally take over the kingdoms, and they would have all the power they had always dreamed of. Especially Makucha and Mama Binturong didn't need any more convincing. This time, they wouldn't lose. The strange lions started their training and started to create a team stronger than ever. This time, Kion and that stinky Bunga won't escape. It had been a long time since Makucha and his group were last seen at the Tree of Life. Life had been peaceful. Kion and his friends had grown stronger, and he and Rani were doing a great job at ruling the Tree of Life. Bunga and Binga were always together, eating all the bugs they could find. Fuli and Azad spent their days racing through the grass, and the rest of the Lion Guard had also found their places at the Tree of Life. But most of all, Kion and Rani had changed. They weren't just rulers anymore. They were building a future. Kion knew how important it was for his legacy to continue. He and Rani had started talking about having cubs. One evening, as the sun was setting, Kion and Rani walked together through the peaceful land. They were dreaming about what their future would look like, but they didn't know they were being watched. Suddenly, the ground beneath Kion shifted. Rani barely had time to react before thick vines were surrounding them, wrapping tightly around Kion's legs. More vines dropped from the trees, tying around his mouth before he could use the roar. But before he could break free, a shadow moved in front of him. It was the strange lion. "You didn't think we were gone, did you?" the strange lion growled with Makucha standing proudly by his side. They then ran off, dragging Kion with them. Rani tried to run after them, but soon she started to feel a sudden wave of weakness. Her breathing was heavy, she felt lightheaded, dizzy, as if her strength had drained away. "Kion!" she tried to call out, but her legs started to shake. She gasped for air, unable to keep going. Kion snarled, but it was no use. With his mouth tied and his body completely trapped, he couldn't fight back. The last thing he saw was Rani collapse on the ground before everything went dark. After a while, he finally woke up to a mean voice. "Awake already?" Kion lifted his head and saw the strange lion standing over him, his golden eyes glowing in the dim light. In the shadows, he could see the rest of their army, like Makucha, Aura, and Mama Binturong. "You must have a lot of questions," the strange lion said, his voice calm. "But don't worry, you won't need any answers. We're the ones who need them." Kion was really confused. "We know the Tree of Life holds many secrets, and you," the strange lion leaned in, whispering, "you know them all." Kion was shocked. He wouldn't say a word. The strange lion smirked. "Oh, don't look at me like that. I know how lions like you think. You'd rather suffer than betray your kingdom. That's fine." His eyes narrowed. "We'll see how long that lasts." He turned away. "Don't feed him," he ordered Makucha and the others. "Not until he talks." Back at the Tree of Life, Rani had just woken up. She didn't understand why she had lost her breath so quickly, but there was no time to think about that now, because Kion was gone. She rushed back to the Tree of Life to tell the Night Pride, which now also included Fuli, Beshti, Ono, Anga, and Bunga. She quickly told them what had happened to Kion. "They took Kion," Rani said, trying to stay calm. "It was them! Makucha, Aura, Chalon, and more!" Balio's ears flattened. "They're back? And stronger than ever," Rani said. "We have to get Kion back." The Night Pride and the Lion Guard immediately set out to track Kion, but they quickly realized something was wrong. They will never get him from them, Rani realized. Without the roar, we are completely outnumbered. We need a plan. But before she could continue, they heard some strange noises. Bunga immediately knew who it was. Mama Binturong and a few of the others had gone to the Tree of Life to distract the Night Pride from searching for Kion. "Everyone, go get them!" Fuli shouted. "Rani and I will go look for Kion." "I'm coming for you, Mama!" Bunga happily said. But they underestimated them. They could keep them from going to the animals of the Tree of Life, but they couldn't take the risk of searching for Kion now. Rani panicked, not knowing what to do. That's when Ono's eyes lit up. Everyone! I have an idea! We need help! And some good help, too! We need Vitani!" Ono said. Everyone turned to look at him. "Vitani?" Rani asked, confused. "She has the roar, too," Ono explained. "If we can get her, she can help us get them out of here in time and help us to go get Kion back. Only problem, it'll take us a while to get to the Pride Lands." Rani hesitated. They had never asked for help from the Pride Lands before, but if there was ever a time to break that rule, it was now. "If we take the Cheeto way, we will be there in no time," Azad said. Rani couldn't think of a better option, so Azad and Fuli immediately set out on their journey to the Pride Lands. The rest of the Night Pride got back to defending the Tree of Life. They just had to hold on long enough for Vitani to arrive, hoping that Kion was okay. The sun was already going down when Fuli and Azad finally reached the Pride Lands. They had run non-stop, pushing themselves as fast as they could go. "Do you think Kion is okay?" Azad asked, slowing to a stop as they finally reached Pride Rock. Fuli's eyes narrowed. "It is Kion. He has to be." They immediately went to the Lion Guard's lair. Fuli called out for Vitani, knowing she must be there. Vitani rushed over to see what was going on. "Something must be really wrong if you came all the way from the Tree of Life to get me," she said. "We need you," Fuli said quickly. "Kion is in trouble. The strange lion from Scar is back. He gathered and trained a whole army together, and they took Kion and keep on attacking the Tree of Life." Vitani's eyes widened. "Kion? What happened?" "They set a trap," Azad explained. "And now we need you to help us. Without the roar, we stand no chance against them." Vitani immediately got herself ready. She instructed her Lion Guard what to do while she was gone, while Fuli and Azad were taking some rest before heading out on their journey back. A little while later, the three of them raced back toward the Tree of Life. Vitani was faster than they expected. She must have practiced a lot with her guard. They spent the whole night traveling, and the sun was already coming up when they finally reached the borders of the Tree of Life. Rani was still in panic and worried about Kion when they arrived, but she was relieved when she saw Vitani with them. "You're here! Thank you, Vitani!" Vitani gave a quick nod. "Let's end this!" In the meantime, Makucha and the strange lion were still watching Kion and trying to get something out of him. But what Kion didn't understand is why the strange lion hated him so much. He had never seen him before. He then furiously explained why he hated him so much. How he had his plan of taking over the Pride Lands all worked out, and he needed Scar to help him with that. But because of that stupid roar, he got blasted away and was left with a bad leg. His new goal then became destroying the roar once and for all. But what he didn't know was that there were now 2 lions with the roar. Because in the meantime, Vitani was targeting her roar against the predators at the Tree of Life. She wasn't as good as Kion, but has improved a whole lot since they last saw her. It took her a while before she had the predators knocked out. Nirmala, Balio, and Surak stayed close to them, while Vitani and the rest went to look for Kion. Anga soon saw traces near the caves nearby, so they rushed over there. Vitani threatened the strange lion to let go of Kion, or she would get him. "Yeah, what are you gonna do? You guys are useless without Kion's roar." Bunga burst out laughing. "Oh, you think that only one lion can have the roar? Well, let's see what you think of this," Vitani said. And she roared Makucha away. The strange lion was shocked and quickly tried to run off, but Vitani didn't let him get away and used the roar on him as well. Rani quickly rushed over to Kion to make him free. "Are you okay?" she asked. "Yes, I'm fine, but we have to get the rest of the predators out of here," Kion quickly said. So they all rushed back to the Tree of Life. It was a good thing they did, because Mama's porcupines were about to escape. Together, Kion and Vitani created the most powerful roar, like nobody has ever seen before. The ground was shaking as they sent a big tornado at the enemies. They sent them even further away now, deep into a desolate, rocky wasteland, far from the Tree of Life. And of course, they didn't forget to send it to the cave where Kion was held to pick up the strange lion and Makucha. Now they were sure they were really never going to return. But just as the battle seemed over, Rani started to act weird. She was feeling dizzy and lay down on the ground. Kion quickly rushed over to her. "Oh no!" Kion cried, panic in his voice. "What's happening?" Ono quickly examined Rani, his eyes widening as he realized what had just happened. "She's going to be okay, but I need Makini to confirm what I think it is," Ono said, his voice calm. So Kion helped Rani to get back to the Tree of Life, where Ono whispered something into Makini's ear. Okay, let me see," Makini said. Makini went on to feel Rani's belly, and happily shouted, "You are right, Ono! This is amazing!" "What is it?" Kion asked. Ono hesitated, then spoke softly. "Rani, she's pregnant." Rani sighed, still exhausted but smiling. "I don't know if it's wonderful. I just passed out in the middle of a battle." Kion nuzzled her gently. "That's because you pushed yourself too hard. You should have stayed back." Rani smirked. "Like you would have?" Kion sighed, knowing she had a point. "Fair enough." Kion was about to cry from happiness. "This is great, Rani. Looks like our dream is coming sooner than we thought." But Rani was a little insecure at first. "How am I going to be a good queen if I'm tired all the time?" Makini came to comfort her and told her how Queen Jana was watching over her with pride and how many paintings she had left to guide her. Besides, the Night Pride was now bigger than ever, so everything was going to be fine. And Rani started to feel happy too. "Unbelievable! This is great, Kion!" Bunga said, but before he could continue, Binga shouted, "No, this is Bing-credible!" And everyone started to laugh. Everyone was happy and proud. A new journey awaited them, and Kion felt more ready than ever. It was time for Vitani to head back home again, so Fuli and Azad guided her back to the Pride Lands. She had learned some more about the roar, so if a cheetah way wouldn't fit her, she could now easily make a path. Fuli and Azad said their goodbyes in the Pride Lands and started on their journey back home. But then Azad suggested something strange. "What if we don't take the cheetah way this time? I'd love to spend some time alone with you, Fuli." Seeing how Kion and Ronnie are taking their next steps, I think we should think about that too, Azad said. Fuli was speechless. She really liked Azad and always dreamed her future would be with him, but she hadn't thought about cubs yet. I'd love to travel the long way with you, and that really sounds like a great idea. I'm really excited for our future together, Azad, Fuli told him, and they started their long journey to the Tree of Life. Meanwhile, at the Tree of Life, everything was getting back to normal. Kion and Ronnie had proudly told their grandparents up in the sky about their coming cub, and they were really excited. But now that I told you my insights on how the Lion Guard would continue, you might want to know more about Kion and Ronnie's love story. Here, I go deeper into how it all began, and if Ronnie truly loved Kion, or if she just wanted the roar. Make sure to check that one out as well. But this isn't the end for Kion and Ronnie. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to make an update on their life with their little one, and maybe they won't be the only ones with cubs coming by then. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll catch you next time.